Hi, my name is Angel Warrior. Welcome back to another talk. Today I want to talk about what happens when you leave the wilderness. So I got this term, the wilderness, from a book by Brene Brown about when you're in a deep searching period in your life and it feels like you feel isolated from everyone else and you feel like you're kind of going at it alone. And I started my wilderness period 3 years ago when I got back from my cruise. I just noticed that I didn't feel the same about my old life. And I was really looking for something different. And I didn't end this period until just recently, actually. Like, kind of like this last year has been my escape from the wilderness period. It lasted so long that I thought I was kind of trapped by my life. And I noticed that I wasn't connecting to people the way I normally did. I got my dog and I finished up my schooling. I went to concerts still by myself. I noticed I was by myself a lot. There's this book, The Artist's Way, and I get a couple different tools that I use for in my life from that book. One is my morning pages, and that's when I write in the morning. I use it to empty my mind and kind of sort through my life. And another thing I do is my artist date, and that's intended to do by yourself. And I would go on my monthly or my weekly artist date by myself, and I was just by myself like all the time. And I was going through some other changes too in my health at that time. And I just didn't feel like I could connect with people about what was going on with me. And even if I did connect with people, it was really hard for them to understand what I was going through. There was a pastor friend of mine and some monks that I went to go visit, and they were like my go-to support people during this time. Or else I had no one that I was connecting with. And it just felt like my life was changing. And I didn't know what to expect on the other side. So in the last year, I have been away from my normal circumstances, and I've had a lot of loss in my life. Like, my life has changed over completely. Even my dog, my dad has been watching my dog and he's going to keep him, which is really sad to me, but I know he's in a safe place, and that's really important to me right now, is that my dog is in a safe place. And I know he's being taken care of, so I'm trying to reinvest myself in my life again. So I came to a few conclusions at the end of my wilderness period. First of all is that I'm still in need of mental health care, which I wasn't sure of at the time at the end of my wilderness period. It looked like we weren't sure what was going to happen with me exactly. I was needing to heal something in my health. And so I wasn't sure what it was all going to look like. And I am finally ready to start working, which I have been doing. I promote Lavelle, which is a premium nutrition company. And it's vitamins and stuff that I take every day, and it helps me stay focused. It helps me feel good. I'll leave the website down in the description box. I also have my Patreon account still, and these are my things that I found through going through the wilderness that are going to sustain me for the long term. And my Patreon account is where I blog about things going on with my music, things going on in my life, things going on with my new poetry book coming out. It's the old book, it's the second edition for it. I have a new agent in Los Angeles, and I'm just looking at getting this. They're going to get my book out in at least 100 stores over the next year. So I have a lot of things to look forward to. I'm going back to school again this fall. I needed a couple classes for my minor, and I'm going to take them this fall and then get my minor in international politics. And maybe run for governor of Minnesota next year. That's my plan anyways. But I needed that wilderness period because I came from a part where I was in deep trauma and deep suffering, and the wilderness period allowed me to find myself again and to come out of that. Then I had some changes happen that really were about the things that I needed to keep in my life, and things that I wasn't sure of if they were going to still be here, and they're still there, and it's all good. I'm stable with those things in my life. And also, like, reconnecting with friends right now is really important to me. Since I've been in the wilderness period 3 years, I haven't really connected with people, and I'm starting to again, and it's just like everything to me. It's not everything, but it means a lot to me to be able to do this right now. Like, I go on walks with friends, and I go out to lunch, and I have people coming over, and I just am starting, since I'm reinvesting myself in my life right now, this is really important to me. And I like being able to connect with people again. And it seems like it's been so long since I've been able to do that. So now that my life makes sense again, I can do those things that bring me passion and joy that I couldn't do while I was in the wilderness period. It was very different. I did my album, Found My Soul in the Dungeon, while I was in my wilderness period. It was about my recovery, and it was about connecting to God, and it was like spiritual music with just the piano. It was really raw. It's a really raw album, like, as far as it's just piano and vocals. And it signifies that period that I was in where, there weren't a lot of extra things in my life. It was just me encountering my life. And I'm really glad I did that album. And I've got a third one that I'm working on right now. And the third one has the theme of a crow. Not all the songs do, but that's the album theme. And the crow was kind of like a guide for me in my wilderness period. There was I would get signs from crows, and it was like they were watching me almost. And it kind of made me feel like I was being guided through this last part of the wilderness section, and signs became really important to me at the end of my wilderness period, because I needed signs to know I was going in the right direction, because it wasn't like anything I knew before. And so the signs helped me say, yes, I'm going in the right direction. Yes, you're going to get out of this. Yes, it's different right now and it feels uncomfortable, but the end is near. And the crow actually signifies death. And in many ways, there was a death in my life of old things to where I'm going, which is new things. And I'm still this is brand new for me to be coming out of it. And I feel like it doesn't feel exciting to me like my old life did. It feels more comfortable. And I think comfort is a good thing for me right now because I'm used to a lot of change and I'm used to a lot of turmoil. And my life doesn't have that right now, and it doesn't need to have that. I can be comfortable, I can be healthy, I can be secure, I can be well. And these are things that I have needed coming out of the wilderness period. And I think that these are things that are going to guide me the rest of my life. So when I was in the wilderness period, I felt distance from everyone. And then the transition caused me to look at, okay, what is left? What needs to be here? What am I looking at? And now I have a new schedule and I have a new life to go back to. And I will keep you posted on how everything goes for me. But that's my talk for today, and I thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.